How do you make offers so good that you cannot help but make millions of dollars? The framework that I've used in the past has led me to creating 8-figure companies. This has allowed me to be invited by some of the top entrepreneurs out in the world like Grant Cardone, speaking on stages multiple times. And today I'm going to be sharing some of the most advanced stuff that even Hormozi doesn't really cover in his book. So let's get into it though. First and foremost, there's 3 levels of offer making. The first level is where you are commoditizing your service, your info product, and you don't make money. You make peanuts instead. Okay, so when you commoditize the service, there's only so much money for you to make. Okay, so the first level, obviously you're not super happy. The commodities offer looks like this. Okay, I will edit your content for $1,000 a month. If you're a content creator of any type, or even if you're not and you updated or uploaded a short once in a blue moon, you might have received a DM of some guy in India just asking you, hey, I'll edit your content for $500 a month, $1,000 a month. That is a commoditized service, and you're not going to be able to make that much money. Later, I'm going to share exactly how, with the exact same skill set, you can actually make thousands of times more. Okay, so level 2 offers is kudos to Hormozi sharing this with the rest of the world, his value equation, which helps you make actually tens of thousands of dollars, but it also has some issues that a lot of people are going through right now. And I'm going to get into how you actually make millions, not only for a short period of time, but how you can have longevity in the space. I'm going to get deeper into thinking about the industry life cycle that you're in, and also share our offer for one of the agencies that I own. Let's get into it. The commoditized for a service like a editing agency looks like, hey, I'll edit your content for $1,000 a month. Now, if you are a agency, the level 1 offer looks like, hey, I will do client outreach for you on LinkedIn, on Twitter, whatever, for $3,000 a month. Or for an info product, it could look like, we teach you how to scale your business for $10,000. Info product, one time $10,000. Hey, we're gonna teach you how to scale your business. Okay, as you can tell, it doesn't really have much pizzazz. It's not super appealing. Whereas when you apply the value equation, which is find the dream outcome of that client and the perceived likelihood of achievement, and you reduce the time delay and you reduce the effort and sacrifice required, then all of a sudden you have a much better offer. And making the right offer is 80% of the marketing game. If you don't make the right offer, it becomes incredibly difficult to do proper marketing. So what I do, I spend a lot of time. I'm spending weeks thinking about the offer, and then I would probably take a few more weeks actually doing the work. But most of my time is spent about thinking about the offer. Well, if I use this value equation, thank you, Hormozi. Well, how can I fail? Well, this is what happens, and this is why it's only actually a level 2 framework. And I've spoken with people from his team as well, and they agree there's some more advanced stuff that most of the public is actually not ready for. So today I'm actually going to reveal the curtain on that. So what does level 2 offer look like for the exact same service? Well, instead of saying, hey, I'll edit your content for $1,000 a month, you say, hey, I will edit your content in a way that would get 10 times more views. Okay, so getting the dream outcome. What is the dream outcome? Well, why are people creating content? So that they could build a product out of it or build a community out of it. So you put the dream outcome in there, which is build a community that buys from you in 90 days. Cool, much more appealing, much more tied to my dream outcome. Let's see example number 2 for the agency. I will do client outreach for $3,000 a month. Well, level 2 of that offer is you will get 10 done for you clients per week for $2,000 or you don't pay, right? Irresistible guarantees. And guarantees are such a high leverage point. They're so incredibly important, but you really have to think about how to use it. So in this example for an agency, and if you're in the agency space or considering buying an agency, what's happening is your market is seeing these offers all the time. So there's no way for you to differentiate. So these type of guarantees are also becoming commoditized, which is problematic. So how do you differentiate yourself beyond that? And that is exactly what we're going to get into in level 3 type of offers. Let's cover the info example here as well. Get 30 high ticket clients per month in the next 90 days, right? Time delay, dream outcome, done for you, right? It follows the value equation to the T. Perceived likelihood of achievement is, hey, in the next 90 days, guaranteed without any money of your pocket. Wow, this is one of the most powerful offers. But what's going to happen here, it's also problematic, and which is what I'm going to address. Well, this is what happens when you have these very high perceived value type of guarantees with no risk at all. It just attracts the wrong type of customer. You'll get a bunch of freebie seekers, and these type of guarantees are also like easier said than done, right? You can set the frame the wrong way. It could lead to reputational issues, and even if you make money in the short period of time, because you may not be able to fulfill on your guarantees, you can fail. Your business can fail. You'll have bad reviews and you'll have a lot of headaches. So the client expectation is so high, but your delivery is low, and because of that, it's going to be very difficult. Especially, it may not even be your fault, okay? And this is something to really think about. You can have the best delivery, but because of your offer, you're attracting the wrong type of clientele, wrong avatar. And when you structure your offer in this way and you have the wrong avatar showing up to your call, you won't be able to sell them. So you really have to think about your offer for a couple of weeks, if not more, and really think, is this going to attract the right ICP, ideal client profile? So what is the solution? Now let's get into level 3 offers. This is where you actually make the big bucks. When you make the offers this way, you cannot stop but make millions of dollars. This is where you won't be getting commoditized. You're going to have the right clientele. You're going to sell to the right client, and you will also be able to deliver on your promises. And that comes with understanding these 3 principles. Banista. Okay, what is the big idea no one is talking about? Okay, and you discover this through understanding the industry life cycle. So let's get in here. So let's talk about the coaching industry for a second. Now, you may not be in the coaching industry, coaching market, but I'm very sure your industry has also gone through this industry life cycle. So the coaching industry, quick history lesson, started with this OG marketer guy called Dan Kennedy. And after Dan Kennedy, and this is like more than a decade ago, he is the one that gave rise to people like Russell Brunson, Russ Ruffino, Jason Fladlin, Harmozy, all these guys. So he was the one that really pioneered the info product game, business, coaching industry, right? There could be even people before him, but for a lot of people, he's known as the godfather, the grandfather of the info business. Then after that, Russell Brunson came out with his books. When people didn't really know about marketing, he put out his book and really got this movement started. He backed it up with his software, clickfunnels.com, and then people learned about the Epiphany framework and they wanted to do this stuff. And that's when people really wanted to apply what Russell Brunson was talking about. They wanted to build funnels, and Russell Brunson was able to make millions of dollars in info product sales. And then people wanted to do webinars, and because Russell Brunson talked about that. So then what happened is there was a demand in the market for webinars, and that's what Russ Ruffino brought to the table. He started talking about webinars, and he also made tens of millions of dollars in sales teaching people webinars. Same thing with Jason Fladlin. He was the OG of webinars. And then came along a new mechanism in the marketplace, the big idea no one was really talking about, which was VSLs. And might have been people that started VSLs before. We were actually doing VSLs before Sam Ovens started talking about it, but Sam Ovens really brought it to the masses, and he started talking about call funnels. So then people were able to start getting calls booked, and they started having a coaching business. Traffic and funnels then came to the table, and these guys actually learned from Sam Ovens and said and created more of a structure towards like, hey, if you're going to be doing this stuff that Sam Ovens is talking about or Russell Brunson is talking about, our coaching program, which is $15,000 or $20,000, is going to walk you step by step we're gonna account manage you and make sure you actually get to the finish line. And Traffic and Funnels became a massive brand doing 8 figures as well. Then as people started doing good marketing, one of my friends, Cole Gordon, and the industry went through the next stage, right? And I hope you are beginning to see a pattern here. Basically, with every new thing, there was a new problem introduced. So Russell Brunson took a lot of the market from being completely unaware to being aware of this info product game. And then when they were aware, they wanted to build webinars, they wanted to build VSLs, and that's what Sam Ovitz and Russ Ruffino helped out with. So when Traffic and Funnels was in the space, they helped people market better. So when people had marketing sorted, well, they really needed help with sales. And that's where guys like Dan Locke and Cole Gordon were able to introduce their info product and make tens of millions of dollars themselves as well. Then what happened in the next stage, once people understood marketing, sales, they were just overwhelmed with the amount of work that was needed to run their business. And so a guy called Ravi Abuwala came into the space introducing scaling with systems, and he addressed the pain point of like, okay, you're doing like 50 different things, here's some of my systems and I can help you scale without losing your mind. Now, this is the present moment of the coaching industry. If you're thinking about launching a new offer, what are you going to do? Well, you can copy some of these guys, and yeah, you'll make money because some of these guys are still making money, but you're never going to make a lot of it. So a great way to think about the offer is understanding where the industry's at. So the current pain points of the market at this present moment, okay, they've bought all these programs, but their coaching businesses are still struggling because of rising ad costs, right? Facebook has gotten more expensive, more competition. Everyone's bidding over each other. Everyone's funnel hacking each other. And so they just can't quite make the same amount of money as they were making before. So now what is the big idea no one is talking about is the problem that needs to be solved. And if you solve this problem, instead of making $100,000 a month, $50,000 a month, that's really good money, but you're never gonna make millions of dollars. And in order to do that, you have to crack this code, which is exactly what we're doing in the coaching space now. Our big idea that no one is talking about is stop overpaying for customers. Instead, lean into something called premium audiences. So what we're doing is exactly what needs to be done in the market. There are two journeys. Now, this is the industry cycle. Now you have to think about the client journey as well. That is part of making the right offer. Okay, so the client roadmap is really understanding where they would like to be. Well, the most expensive cost in a business is client acquisition. Okay, and if you can reduce the client acquisition cost, then you are just making the business a lot more profitable. So our unique mechanism is we help you with something called premium audiences. There's two types of premium audiences that you can lean on, which is YouTube long form audience as well as other people's lists. What has happened in the coaching space is there's thousands of lists out there, and we have put together a network that allows you to tap into these lists, or you can go the YouTube method. So we actually interview coaching business owners, and based on where they're at, we give them a custom roadmap, which is either going to be one of these options where we help them with getting high ticket sales without extra money spent on ads. We help them with their offer audit. Then after that, create their JV kit, community access, so that they could lean into other people's premium audiences that someone else has paid for, which is exactly what we're doing in the coaching market. So what does a level 3 idea look like? Well, it needs to be a Binista. It needs to attract the right ICP and understand the customer roadmap. Okay, so here's the first example. Instead, for an editor, right, instead of promising something that you may not have control over, like building a community, if you're an editor, you're probably not going to be able to help them build a good community. you're over promising and you're gonna under deliver. So what can you have an impact on? Well, you can make an offer like go viral 3 times more, or you only pay half the price. Apply below, right? Beast viral edit. If you're an editor, you cannot promise someone, hey, you're gonna get 10 times views, because that someone may actually not be good enough on camera. But what you can do is you can amplify what they're already doing. So if someone is going viral 1 every 50 videos, you can help them 3x that with your editing skills. If someone is going viral 1 out of 20 videos, you can probably help 3x them as well. So you can amplify what they're already doing, but you have no control over whether you're gonna help them build a community or not. So that becomes a challenge. Whereas an offer like that as an editor, if you're gonna help me go viral even 2 times more, and we may create a ratio of what was my previous ratio and what's my next ratio, that is a very enticing offer for someone who is in the market for an editor. What does a second one look like for an agency? Well, here, before we were promising them 10 clients per week done for you. Well, then you need to close for them. And if you're in the marketing business or even client generation business, client outreach business, then you're probably not going to be able to close for them. And even if you do the closing, it's going to be very hard for you to do a really good job at closing if you have 50 other clients with completely different offers. However, you are good at media buying, I'm assuming, right? So what you can do is you can attract the right ICP. This is also very commoditized service because you're not calling out a market. So when you call out a market with your offer, we help mid-market clients double their ROAS, right? Now you're already identifying, hey, this is the type of person I help. We help e-commerce client, whatever, double their return on ad spend. You're not even saying 10x ROAS, you're saying double without spending an extra dollar on ads with new mechanism, a big idea no one is talking about, hyper creatives. Much more intriguing, attracts a much better clientele, and you can also deliver. So what is the offer that we are making in the agency space that takes into account the coaching industry stage, right? Everyone's just paying so much money for ads. No one's really profitable. What is the offer that helps them out? Well, it is this. For 6 and 7 figure coaches, automatically, I am cutting out people that are not a good fit. If you're not making 6 figures, you're not a fit for this offer. If you're making 6 to 7 figure as a coach, well, get 10 to 30 high ticket sales every single month without any extra ad money out of your pocket, guaranteed. Whoa. For the right ICP, this is an irresistible offer. It brings the right person. It's something we fulfill. We can fulfill day and night. We've done this 100 times before, and it is absolutely irresistible. So how is that even possible, right? A high ticket client is minimum $5,000. 5,000 multiplied by 10. We're talking about extra $50,000 coming into the client's pocket without extra ad money. And why am I not saying without any money out of your pocket? Well, that's going to attract the wrong ICP. They're not going to be ready to pay. Whereas with this, it is also very irresistible. And I want people that are used to investing money, right? So already I'm bringing the right ICP, and without any extra ad money, okay, cool. Wow, 10 to 30, very intriguing. Get them on a call, and then based on what they need, we have 2 roadmaps. Okay, so remember, you have to understand the client's roadmap as well. Okay, and a lot of people don't do this. We have 2 separate roadmaps for the client, and we draw it out. So this creates a lot of certainty and makes the client really trust you that, hey, this person really understands me. So a lot of people would be making these crazy offers, but they don't have a roadmap laid out for the client. So important to have a roadmap for the client. Now, that's exactly what we do. We get them on a call based on where they're at. We have the solution for them. If they're an 8-figure client, we don't even offer them the info product. They're a growth partner for us for our agents. Okay, if they're already doing $5 million million a year, 10 million a year. Hey, you know what? We're going to help you get to 50 million a year. And they are a growth partner for us. Whereas if they are a 6 or 7 figure coach, then we have to identify, hey, which offer is the right offer for them. We really tap into something called premium audiences. And for that, we have a roadmap for them that we share on the call. And that just brings so much confidence for the client and trust. It just builds trust. Whereas we have option number 2, which is the YT method of premium audiences. And that really helps lower their cost of acquisition time and time again. This is how our companies generate millions of dollars. Our clients' companies continue to generate millions of dollars as well. And it is a big idea no one is talking about. So I hope you can apply these principles, because these made me millions of dollars, and it could do the exact same thing for you. Take care.